chances are you're using Divi 5 columns completely wrong. If you're a beginner and you want to add 4 items in your 4 columns, this is how you would do it. You'd come over here and add 4 columns like that. And then in each column, you add your module. So in this case, I'm going to add a blurb, and then I'm going to do the same to the rest. So let's say you decide to have perhaps maybe 3 columns. So what you need to do is to go into this actual row and then go to your elements, and these are all your columns. So this is where you go in and delete. And now you have 3, but now we have this gap here that's still there. And that's a problem. I mean, how do you design in such a way that, you know, all these 3 just auto fit? Okay, this is where my technique that I'm going to show you in today's video is much, much better. Let me show you how you would do it the proper way. So I'm going to delete this, go into my rows, and then I'm just going to start off with a single column, just 1 column, and that's it. I don't even need to add more. But here's where things get different. I want to come over here now on the blurbs, choose the first one, and I'm just going to duplicate these. So this is going to be 2, 3, 4. So now I have 4 of them. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do now is to come over here to my row settings. I'm going to go into my elements and notice that we have 1 column. Unlike before, we had 4 columns. So in this 1 column here, all I have to do is to select it. And then on the top here, I'm going to choose Autogrid. I mean, do you see that? Just by adding Autogrid, now everything has been rearranged properly. The next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that I have my correct sizes for my rows. So I'm going to select my row settings here, and then on the top, I'm going to go in and set this to content row because I want this to be a content row. All right. So with that now, I'm going to hit save and check this out. I'm going to do a quick preview. Okay. And you're going to notice something very exciting here. Now, remember before I actually did a test to see if this was responsive. So I'm going to do the same here. So let's take a look and see what this looks like on different screen sizes. So I'm going to make this smaller, and you're going to notice that it's going to change and adapt based on screen size. Did you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? So whatever screen size, this will automatically reconfigure itself. And this is what is known as Autogrid. So let's say I want to add perhaps maybe 3 items. I'll delete this one. Did you see that? It rearranged itself and now there's 3. Just like that. If I want to get rid of the 3rd one and, you know, perhaps maybe use 2, look at that. Now I have 2 equal ones. This is really, really powerful because it just makes the designing of all your rows and your columns much, much easier. No guesswork. There's no need to think about, you know, what sizes you need to do. So now let's say I'm going to add, let's say 8 items. All I have to do now is to just keep going, right? Now I've got 8 equal items. Now let's see what happens when we do a quick preview. So these items, okay, do you see that? We have all the 8 items. So now if I make my screen smaller, notice what happens. Boom. Do you see that? Now I have 3 columns automatically. Now let's continue on. Boom. Now I have 2 columns all the way down. And then when I get to a mobile screen, boom, now I have everything in 1 single column. Now this is really exciting when you design, and this actually uses my design system called Krafter. It simplifies how you design websites. Now this is just one feature that I'm talking about here. Check this out. If I want to make sure that spacing here on my section is really, really good based on UI design, I'll select my section here. On the top, I'm going to go in and say medium. Now that just adds enough spacing on the top and the bottom that makes it look really, really nice. Now, perhaps maybe I want to make it a bit large. I can just do that. And now it's much larger. So this enables us to have, you know, really nice responsive sizes. This design system has a ton of features, and I'll leave a link to the video in the video description below. And also, if you want to purchase this, it is very, very affordable. As I add new features, you are going to be getting all those updates absolutely free. Now, there's also one thing that I want to talk about here. As you know, Divi 5 has been built from the ground up. It's completely different to Divi 4. I have a course called Divi 5 Mastery. This course will help you get up and running super fast. When Divi 5 gets out of beta, you'll be one of the first people who knows how to use this the proper way. The course here has more than 1,000 students, and it's only $27. The link to that is in the video description below. As I add more lessons to this course, I will not charge you any extra. Only $27, and you'll get automatically enrolled onto this course and you can start learning Divi 5. Now, I'm going to be adding a lot more lessons to this to help you stay up to date with Divi 5. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.